What up, Dokkanners? The 11th anniversary campaign part 2 announcement broadcast. With it came some incredible announcements and reveals. Actually, mostly just reveals. So this is going to be a breakdown covering everything that was shown, discussed. I'm going to be adding my opinions and perspective to all of it. And this is basically being done devoid of emotion, because the emotion part has already been dropped on the channel. I have done 2 other videos reacting to everything, so go check that out. There are some slip-ups, some flubs, so those were pretty funny. But if you just want to know the information without all this stuff, then let's go ahead and check this out. So let's just start, and let me just start by saying, in terms of the characters that were shown, you've probably already seen from the thumbnail or from YouTube or Twitter or whatever, you're probably already aware. So there's no secret being kept here. It's the Super Saiyan 4s as a tag unit, and it's UI and Royal Blue as another tag unit. For me, as a Tournament of Power fan, as a Royal Blue Vegeta fan, as a Super Saiyan 4 fan, this could not have been a better setup for what I wanted. Especially after Daima, and me getting Daima, I was just over the moon. So the fact that they gave me my part 1 and they gave me my part 2, this is, I think, my favorite celebration lineup ever for me in terms of playing this game. There are other celebrations that I've enjoyed, but this beats everything. I think the only other one that would have come close would have been 6th anniversary, which was all Universe 7. Actually, yeah, 6th anniversary was UI Royal Blue, and then it was Team Universe 7 and 17 Golden Frieza. This actually beats that, because while that is all Tournament of Power, this gives me not only Tournament of Power, but it gives me Super Saiyan 4, GT, and it gives me Daima. Something that we had been starving for up until this point. So yeah, this is my favorite. But I am not oblivious to the fact that we are now covering Tournament of Power again for multiple anniversaries in a row. It is not lost on me that we are getting Super Saiyan 4 for the 3rd time consecutively in major celebrations, 10th anniversary being number 1, GDC being number 2, and then 11th anniversary being number 3. I am aware, and I do think personally that this is unnecessary. I don't think we need to be doing this like this, but I also understand probably the reason for it. This is just me trying to make sense of it. I think the reason for it is because they want to go with the tried and true methods for the anniversary, which kind of worries me, because it also kind of sends the message that we don't have confidence in doing more obscure or maybe less high profile stuff and deliver. And I think that can be summed up in 2 ways. The first is aesthetics, animation quality, but then also the other thing is the kits, like the overall design of the characters. And they haven't proven to be good at doing that. I mean, sometimes they drop duds during anniversaries and GDCs, or like, you know, major celebrations. I feel like that shouldn't be an issue, but apparently, I mean, unfortunately it is. So the fact that they did this again kind of tells me like they just want to play it safe and make sure that they can hit the money makers when they need to. And yeah, so my dream of, you know, lesser stuff being showcased during anniversaries, I'm not feeling too hot. Although Daima is a lesser series. It is new though, but I don't know if that necessarily counts. But like, you know, I would have been fine, and this is just me, this is my opinion, I would have been fine with Saiyan Saga, I would have been fine with Namek Saga, I would have been fine with, hell, even Dragon Ball Saga, as you guys know, because number 1, I want characters to be well represented. Every aspect of Dragon Ball, all the moments, all the characters, everyone. But if they can't develop good characters for that with good animations, then, I mean, they're just gonna do this. So, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and jump in. So the first thing they do is they start 40 minutes earlier, and for about 38 minutes, they actually just go through and play all these animations. Now, going into this, a lot of people were wondering why. Why would they be showcasing 11 or 100 active skill animations? I first thought that this had something to do with the Adobe animation program that was being discontinued. There's a program under the Adobe like umbrella called Adobe Animate. And apparently, according to some of the animators in the Dokkan community, that is what Dokkan uses for their animations. But that was being discontinued. So I kind of thought that maybe this was being done because they want to showcase what these animations are going to look like with some big change moving forward, some big overhaul. Turns out it wasn't that. And when I was watching this on the live stream, I was kind of thinking to myself, man, are they really doing this just to stall for the worldwide, like the internet audience? So that while everyone at the event is kind of doing stuff, they will have something to look at? Because surprisingly, watching all these things, it actually took 35 minutes. That's mainly because it was at single speed. I never watched these at single speed, but it was fun to watch and like kind of reminisce on the various moments. I started playing Dokkan towards the end of the 3rd anniversary, no, the 3rd year. I joined during the second half of year 3's worldwide celebration. So right when Tech Goku Frieza came out for Universe 7. But in terms of covering content and covering the game, I started at the 4th anniversary. So basically when active skills became a thing, I became a thing. So going through all this was fun with the chat. It was fun to kind of reminisce like various moments. Oh, this guy did this guy did that. Remember this, remember that. That was fun. We got to see everything. Daima haters started to hate Daima when the Daima animation showed up. Anyway, after all that was done, we get to what, 37 minutes? 37, 38, no, 42. Okay. So after all that was done, we actually get to the event itself. They open with another like sizzle reel. This one's kind of like the 10th anniversary where they were just kind of going back through the various years of Dokkan. Only this time it wasn't every character. It was just like the hype ones. Like the anniversaries, the worldwide downloads, maybe Tanabata, I think was in there, like Golden Week, stuff like that. They were kind of just going through all the hits. And they finally get to 2026. They show us the Daima characters, and then they start the anniversary. Whoa. They start the anniversary meeting. This is a new MC, Nezukawa? Matsuzawa, sorry. Neki Matsuzawa. I don't think we've ever had her before as an MC, so that was refreshing to see. And then we got Amatsu and we got Geppi introducing themselves. And then they briefly talked about the active skills. Before we begin, Before we began, am I blind? Were past active skill animations being aired? What? That's right. We're taking this opportunity to look back on how Dokkan's in-game animations have evolved. So I took that as sort of a thing. It's like, okay, we're looking at where we started and we're looking at where we're going. So this has to have something to do with the upcoming animations. And you know what? It kind of does. Although they don't really follow up on this later. But if you think about it, it does really apply because the animation quality for the Part 2 LRs transcend anything we've ever seen. And that's with whatever limited stuff we've watched. It is better, if you can believe it, than the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah, it's better. It's better. They also talk about Dokkan's like data stuff that they kind of went over. Dokkan Data 2025 memory exhibition. These are all stuff like at the event for the people who were there. So just like the global version, they had like little mini games. They had a scavenger hunt. They had some like trivia stuff. So just some fun stuff for the people at the venue to experience. And this was surprising. They mentioned 400 million downloads. I'm very shocked by this. Over 11 years of Dokkan, and we only hit 400 million downloads. I was really surprised by that because looking back, I was looking back at the Dokkan Wiki. This is year 6, right? This is the 6th year. This is 2022. Okay. 2022's worldwide celebration, we were at 350 million downloads. Every year we were effectively hitting another 50 million milestone because before this 2021 it was 300 million download. Let me actually go back. 5th year. That's the anniversary. Worldwide. Oh wait, no. We didn't hit it here. We didn't. It was before that. Let me see. 4th anniversary. What was this? 4th anniversary was 300 million. Okay, so 2 years. In 2 years, we went from 300 million to 350. Okay, that was in 4th year. Going back to 3rd year, 250. This is when I joined, right here. This is when I joined. 2018, I started playing the game. God, 8 years ago. Good Lord. So 250 in year 3. Then we got to 300 million year 4. Yep, 300 million year 4. 350 year 6. So it was kind of slowing down, but between year 6 and year 11, this is where Dokkan Wiki started to fall off. But between year 6 and year 11, I did not think that we would only go from 350 million to 400. So that was a bit of a shock to me. That doesn't mean Dokkan's dying. Don't worry. Dokkan's not going anywhere, but that was just a bit of a surprise to find out. Okay. And then they were just kind of thanking everybody. And then they introduced their new guest. It's the man. It is the Sunshine. He is back, grabbing his cheeks, shattering his spine, doing his whole crazy shtick. He also does this funny thing with Amatsu. You're going to see some memes on Twitter. You might even see that meme in a thumbnail at some point. I don't know. He also, I think, when he was introducing himself, he accidentally said Pekopa, which I believe... Okay, yeah, hold on. He's grabbing his cheeks, breaking his spine. There you go. And then he screams. I love him. I love him so much. Anyway, he accidentally shouted out, I think, Pekopa or something like that, who is another comedian who's been on these things. But if you notice right there, he did the Masenko. I don't know why he did that. But then right afterwards, he takes Omatsu. Wait, what? What the hell? He takes Omatsu and he does the Saiyan Saga bit with Omatsu. The Saiyan Saga bit that I'm referring to is when Goku is holding Raditz right here. Look at that, right? That's a meme, obviously. But then look at Omatsu's commitment. Watch this. Watch this. They both get hit. Bam! Omatsu just drops. I thought he got tripped up, but he actually committed. And you know, it was very wholesome to see this because when he was at the community fan meetup in LA, he was much more reserved because, you know, it's the international audience. He's trying to be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more mature, a little bit more professional. But here in his, like, you know, home setting, it was more relaxing for him. It was very wholesome to see that. I thought he got hurt, but he was good. How's the atmosphere compared to last time? Yeah. So they're just talking. Okay. Just like last time, everyone here can earn their spot by clearing submissions, applying to attend. So similarly, they're going to be doing this every year. So global players, get ready whenever they announce this later on for you guys to apply. Don't get in because I don't want you to see me when I'm there. Okay. Well, let's continue. Latest anniversary campaign information. So we actually start getting more information for part 1. We start by getting the limited attempt skill orb event Clash Between Rivals. This used to be an event where they actually gave you earth protecting heroes and successors, the 2 categories that were prominently featured on the Dokkan Festival Gogeta and the Vegeta for the 10th anniversary. They have since changed the categories to Goku's family, Vegeta's family, because obviously this 11th anniversary celebration is more of a celebration of Goku Vegeta. Also, this confirmed at the time that we were definitely not going to be getting something other than Goku and Vegeta, which I guess much to the dismay of any Kid Buu fans, that just squashed their dreams right there. But this is also interesting because they're making this change. And when I say change, they're changing this. The event itself has been around, but they're changing the categories from which the EX orbs drops. And they're doing this because of the change that they did to the Whis event. The Whis event is now going to the Whis event is now your home for like all of the best stat boosting equips, but there's no more EX equips. So they have to make sure that they provide ample, sufficient resources that give you EX equips, not just for EX equips, but for all the different categories. So that's why they are now starting to change the categories from the event itself during the celebration, which is kind of cool. Also, by the way, chat, I'm very sleepy. So I'm coming off of the high of reacting to these characters and being at the hospital because of the puppy and all that stuff. So I am very exhausted. So if I start to stutter or say something weird, I apologize. I think I already have. So anyway, that was the first thing that they announced. The next thing that they announced is the Invincible Guardians. The Tamagami event is receiving another stage. Now you can fight them in consecutive fashion. Once again, they kind of reiterate the challenge aspect of this. If it's too challenging, you don't have to do this newer play, or no, they said that they wanted to make this more approachable for newer players. So the challenge might not necessarily be that challenging. But the main thing to take away from this is that the Dokkan Awakenings are going to be coming for the free-to-play Tamagamis. They are going to be getting their TURs, and they're all going to be receiving an EX super attack. So these 3 are collectively the free-to-play characters that sort of emulate the new mechanic. I don't think we're going to be getting an LR starting from part 1. I think that's going to be a part 2 thing. Now, while that's sort of not what the usual anniversary makeup is like, it looks like they're changing things. I think they're making anniversaries and GDCs moving forward probably more similar in terms of format, which is probably why we are also scaling back from 3 parts and an EX to a part 1, part 2. GDC is part 1, part 2. GDC 2025 gave us a free-to-play Rose clone team for part 1, and then gave us a Nova Shenron busted free-to-play LR for part 2. So that's what's going to be happening. That's what's going to happen with this. We're going to get some sort of a free-to-play LR in part 2. They don't say that here, but that's just my guess. That's probably what's going to be happening. So anyway, they finish up talking about the Tamagami event, and oh yeah, so this one kind of ticked me off. They are once again dropping another cash grab banner. So starting on the 9th PST, which is basically going to be the 10th for most of you, a Japanese version fan meetup celebration legendary summon carnival. They are bringing Goku's family, Vegeta's family featured characters onto the banner, including 8th anniversary Kai Fighters Goku, 8th anniversary Z Fighters Gohan, 10th anniversary Royal Blue Vegeta, 10th anniversary Gohan Super Saiyan 2, Super EZA Trunks from this celebration, and the previous Super EZA, which is the Majin Vegeta. Now, all of these characters are either going to be pretty good coming up or are already pretty good. Already really good. This guy. I would say he's the best unit in the bunch. Without even knowing what the new units can do and what they'll probably do for this guy, I think it's safe to say this guy is the best unit in the bunch because he is easily one of the best characters in the game. Kai Fighter's Goku, if you are not aware, check out the showcase. He is beyond ridiculously busted. He is incredibly good. And the frustrating reality was that a lot of people didn't have the character to even EZA. This might be your one and only chance to get it, but I'm really hoping these guys will be featured on the upcoming banners. We did not get that information in this video. And if it's not going to be featured on the 8th anniversary or the 11th anniversary banners, this is going to be your only way to get them unless they offer coins, which we also don't know about. All we know is that they're going to be doing a 3 summon promotion where you can summon on this for 30 stones each. So if you were to spend all 3 multis, you would effectively be spending 100 dragon stones. Sound familiar? It should, because we got a similar cash grab BS banner before the start of the 10th anniversary, 11th anniversary part 1. If we go back, where was it? Is it here? That's Dokkan Festival. This one. Whoops. For 100 dragon stones, you summon and you get this. They wanted to rob you of your stones. They wanted to take your money away so that they would make you spend more. And yeah, once again, they are continuing those devious, shameless tactics. This one rubs me the wrong way. I'm a little butthurt about this, but then again, it could be a good deal. So I would say keep an eye on it. As far as answering right now, should you or should you not, I can't tell you because I don't know what the new units do. I don't know what the banners are going to look like. And I don't know if these banners, this banner right here is going to feature these characters in the coin shop. Also, I don't even know how long this is going to be because I don't think they say explicitly how long the banner is going to be around. If it's going to be around into the start of the part 2 summons, then that means that this is the only way to get these characters. They are not going to be featuring these guys on the banner, but I find that very hard to believe that 10th anniversary. Actually, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, if I go back here. No, I mean, look, yeah, this guy is here. So, you know, I don't think. Hold on. He's the only 10th anniversary LR. Why is he the only 10th anniversary LR? There should have been 2 here, but there's only 1. Huh? Okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't think so. I see. So this is how they mitigated the extra LR situation. So you know what? I actually think these guys are going to be on their own banner. That sucks. That sucks. The Vegeta is not going to be... Oh my God. I don't think he's going to be on the 11th anniversary part 2 banners. He has to be there because he is like the perfect running mate to the new part 2 LR. But I don't think that's going to happen. They put Gohan and Vegeta both here, which means the part 2 LR that's going to be replacing the Frieza in this little slot. It's going to be the new LR UI Royal Blue. It's going to be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then it's going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku. While those characters are good, they are more so correlated to the Dokkan Festival, which is going to be the Super Saiyan 4s. Yeah, these guys are evil. That is evil. So you could say that this is just a way to integrate more characters into the summons, or you could call this a shameless ploy at more money. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm getting sleepy. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So that is unfortunately all that they discuss in terms of part 1 content, because after that they jump into part 2. So at the moment, we don't have any new information on upcoming content, but I would imagine we'll probably be getting some soon. If we do, I'll make a video discussing all of that because hopefully there will be more. But if this is all we're getting for the rest of part 1, that's kind of a bummer because 11th anniversary so far. Daima wise, I'm happy. Daima is a category I'm very happy about. The characters I'm happy about, minus some of the animations. But in terms of content, I feel like we kind of missed the mark in terms of pacing. And yeah, they could have done better. So I really hope that there's more. But that's all they talk about. This is not necessarily a big info dump. This is just kind of covering some basic stuff. So I guess I think there's going to be more. I think they're just not talking about it. So now they jump into part 2. And for part 2, we start with the intro animations. I can't play the music because I'll get copyright claimed, but they kind of open with the end of Z on to New Horizons. Obviously, it's not Daima. Instead, it's GT. It is GT. And guess what happens? Oh, we can do this. Look at that. Look at those. Dude, He actually looks like a fan-made animation right there. Look at the Vegeta. That is super Dragon Ball Deliverance coded. And there you go. The first of the Part 2 LRs. Reversible Exchange Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Couple of things to take away from this. First of all, it is in red text. The other unit is in purple text. I don't know if that necessarily confirms the typing, but that is something to look at. Vegeta is firing the Final Shine here as the primary unit, and he is charging his Final Shine in the secondary spot, and vice versa for the Goku, which is dope. And you might have noticed in the intro animation, they were both standing in their 4th anniversary poses. That was not lost on me. Right there. Super Saiyan 4 AGL, Super Saiyan 4 STR. And then we move on to part... or not part 2, but like the second half. Now we move into Dragon Ball Super. Battle of Gods. Resurrection F. They skip Champa because stupid. They skip Future Saga as well, actually, I just realized. And they go straight to Tournament of Power. And what do you know? The leaks were real. Migate no Goku. Ultra Instinct. But that's not all. It's Royal Blue as well. We got both of them. And then we see, in my opinion, the best arts. LR arts. Because, look, dude, look at this. First of all, purple text. But more importantly, look at this. This shot back here, that's UI Goku in this standoff against Jiren in that final stretch, right? When he gets serious after Vegeta gets ringed out. But then they give us the exact same... What? They give us the exact same thing, but with the Vegeta. Although this might have been a shot that Vegeta had, not necessarily in this orientation, but didn't he have some similar sort of look when he was fighting Toppo? That might be what that is. But to me, it just looks like the mirror image of this, but just with Royal Blue Vegeta. So, dude, I was just over the moon seeing this. I lost my freaking mind. The Ultimate Tag Teams are here. Freaking incredible. Here are the characters. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku confirmed to be the Dokkan Festival, as they say explicitly in the review here. So this guy's going to be the Carnival unit, which is why I was talking about how this is pretty scummy, that they're going to be doing that cash grab thing and the Vegeta won't be here, because if you're trying to get that Vegeta, you're going to have to summon on the other banner. I really hope that they're... No, you know what? They have to be. Those guys have to be available with coins. They are not going to have the 10th anniversary Royal Blue Vegeta not be obtainable with coins. There's no way. Those guys are going to have to be available with coins. So I think that's probably the one good thing to come out of this. So then let's continue here. What do they talk? I keep pressing 0 by mistake, and I'm going all the way back to the beginning. Since this is the very first public reveal of these characters, we have prepared large panels for the occasion. And then this is where Omatsu and Sunshine they kind of like emulate the reversible exchange poses. Check this out. Watch this. Then he hooks his arms and he turns around. And dude, Omatsu, the ultimate team player, hits him with a ha! Dude, I love Omatsu. And then the MC and Geppy try to sort of emulate the same thing. And I think, yeah, they kind of do it. And then I saw somebody on Twitter point out that Geppy then does the... Oh my God, what the hell? Okay. Okay, so no, they are doing... they are doing the reversible exchange pose. But I saw somebody on Twitter point out that Geppy is not doing that. He's actually doing the GDC Omega Shenron pose. And I need to go see this for myself. GT Boss. Kind of does look like it a little bit, right? Actually kind of looks like Frieza. No, it looks like both. Yep. But yeah, they do the reversible exchange poses. All right. And for those of you, feel free to take photos. Yep. There will be a broadcast where you announce the details of the Part 2 LRs. That's going to be happening later on the 13th or 14th of February. Oh, here we go. 13th, 18:30 PST. So that is 6:30 p.m. my time, 2.5 hours after Global's daily reset on that day. That is where they will be going over the upcoming LR details and all the additional information for Part 2. If I were to guess, this is probably where we'll find out what the Part 2 free-to-play LR is. During the broadcast, we'll introduce the abilities, blah, blah, blah. We'll share the link for the broadcast later, okay? 6 days is such a long wait. Can you give us something in the meantime? Yep, they do. we now get our first sneak peek at the EX super attacks for these characters. We only see 2 of them. So we see one from Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's version in the tag, Super Saiyan 4 tags. And then we also see the EX super attack for the UI in that tag. The UI Goku is not the primary. No, he is. They're both the primary characters. So does this mean that the EX super attack animation is only going to be for one side of the tag? Or is it just that they're only showing half of it and they're going to show the other half later? We don't know. So we'll check this out. This one I am going to play here. I am just not going to talk, but I do want you guys to see it and hear it. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. Let's do a minor animation analysis sort of review here, okay, guys? Listen, man. You guys know I love Vegeta. Some of you may not know, but Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite form. So Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta together, with all of this, I was losing it. If I miss anything, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll pin it or something like that. But I'm gonna review the stuff that I've noticed from this. First of all, he does the Majin Vegeta pose right here before his final explosion. That's what this is. So they're taking elements from other parts of Vegeta's history. Next, Vegeta just go ahead and busts out the let him cook pose. All right. Minor spoiler warning for My Hero Academia. So turn away for the next 30 seconds. All right. 3, 2, 1. This is Vegeta's let him cook. This is Deku's let him cook. This is obviously not like a direct reference. It's just funny to see the parallel. Then we get to Vegeta's second part of his attack, right? Where he busts out the final shine, right? Now, I'm not saying that this was a direct reference, okay? But some of the orientation, some of the shots, some of the angles, and that animation, oh my God, we'll talk about this in a second. But like this sparkly aesthetic that they've been doing, like ever since they started doing this for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, all I can think about is Bakugo. Now, I don't know if this is an art style specific to a certain animator. I don't know. But this is like, I just see Bakugo and I love this. I love this so much. And also, I'm not going to spoil it, but like the one shot where he uses this on a specific notable someone, you kind of see a similar angle here. Again, I'm not saying that this is like 100% a reference. I just kind of see that a little bit. Like right here, the angle is, look at that. That looks very similar. And you know what? Maybe it is, because Endeavor does a certain attack that is emulated in Marvel Rivals. That attack is also somewhat emulated in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's animation. So I think there's a little bit of cross-pollination going on here with some of the crazy animators out there. I like it. I love it. Okay. And then at the end of all of it, spoilers over, by the way. I'm going to close all this stuff down. Spoilers are all done. At the end of all of this, he creates a final shine explosion. And look at this dude walking away. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So if this is a reference to something, let me know. The only reference I can think of is that he is aura farming from his buddy Piccolo. He learned how to aura farm. Look at that. Look at that, man. I mean, come on. What the hell is this? This is an EX super. This is an EX super attack, you guys. All right, so that is the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta one. Again, we don't know if this is going to be something that they also extend to the other version, but for now, that's all we got. So now we check out the UI. First of all, that shot is crazy. Next, unpolished instinct flash. Okay, so I did not notice this. I saw this on Twitter, but I knew that this had to be a reference to something. Goku doing these two little hand motions. Obviously, it's like martial arts and stuff, but it's a reference. Shout out to Figure Roby on Twitter. I was going to show their post, but there's a lot of cursing in the comments, so I can't. But this is Namek Goku. Look at that. That was not in Tournament of Power, I don't think. So once again, some creative integration of other elements you're kind of seeing here, which this is the sort of effort that we have been wanting. Like, this should be standard. This should be industry standard for anniversaries. But we see that. And then we see FPS Kamehameha. All right, dude. That little nerd Jiren just sitting there has no idea what's about to hit him. Then we have Goku charging up. Okay. And then he goes full Wudai Warrior from Shaolin Showdown. And then you see that shot when he goes UI for the first time, you know, at the end, where he finally achieved it, right? And his hair is glowing. We see that, but from a different shot. He's charging up Kamehameha, and then he fires it, and this is the craziest part of all. 3 impact frames all in the sequence. First of all, look at this little turd right here. All right, sticking out like a sore thumb. Frieza, Vegeta, Goku. Okay. Then we've got, actually, we should start from order, from the beginning. We have this shot. So right from here, we go into the Baldies, Roshi, Krillin, looks like he has a mustache, but it's not, and Tien. Then we've got 17, 18, Gohan, Piccolo, and then we've got Vegeta and Frieza. And actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, weren't these guys the earliest ones to get eliminated? Maybe that's what this is. Oh wait, no, 17 to get eliminated though. Yeah, I don't really know what the basis is for this, but I don't mind it. This is like the Earthlings. This is like the well, I mean, whatever. I don't want to speculate because last time I did that, I sounded like an idiot calling this guy Yamcha. But that's awesome, okay? And then we see the rest of it. All right, Cataclysmic Kamehameha. After all that's done, more Bakugo explosions. And then we got a shot from the manga. Actually, that shot where he pierces through the stage is also a reference to the manga, but this is a very clear reference to the manga, TOP. Check it out, folks. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, blew me away. I was just absolutely dumbfounded at how stupidly good that was. And this is what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm too exhausted. I can't emote anymore. I'm too exhausted. Anyway, those are some of the animations. They will obviously show more when we get to the full broadcast. I personally would love to, wait, what did they say? Personally would love to, but unfortunately, since these are still being polished, that's all we have for today. So are we saying that there's going to be more like touch-ups being done for this? Like Geppy said, we plan to reveal the remaining part during the February 13th PST broadcast next Friday, so we hope you don't miss it. Oh, we won't. And then they talk about social media. They have the new Dokkan video maker thing. If you guys do this, you get 3 stones. They don't say that though. They say just say dragon stones. I think it's 3 stones still. Yeah. And then that's that. Wait, what? There are approximately 300 trillion possible video combinations. Okay. That's incredible. Has anyone already made one? Yes. Okay. They show some stuff. That about wraps it up. So that is it. That covers everything that was shown in the 11th anniversary campaign announcement broadcast. I know that I extended this to over 30 minutes, but the reason for it is because I feel very strongly, very passionate about what we were given, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Dokkan and Legends are on fire. I have been told that the Legend rarity is not that like absurd. I didn't really know the full picture, but it looks like people are very happy about it. So it's good to see that Legends community is doing well. I'm happy to see that Dokkan, most of the people that I've seen, are reacting very well to this. So yeah, Dragon Ball is back. We have been given a lot of good stuff for Dragon Ball in just the span of a month and a half. This is crazy. 2026, it truly is the year of Dragon Ball, but I'm very excited anyway. For Dokkan, I'm excited for what they have coming up. I am a little bummed out from what we've seen so far with the part 1, but hopefully we get some announcements and we will discuss that in another video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on everything that was shown in the 11th anniversary campaign part 2 broadcast. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you excited about these characters with the animations? Do you think that Universe 7 finally has their slot 1 frame 1 Vanguard tank? Have we finally achieved it? Will Toon now be the king of Dokkan with that Universe 7 team? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts, reactions, your feelings in the comments down below. Also, if there's any references to the animations that I missed, do tell. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll know you're going to see more of us do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and ours words to Dokkan responsibly.